So let me ask today. Three people, maybe 3 Prabhujis and 3 Matajis can volunteer to answer. When do you just क्या बोलते हैं, icebreaker. When do you feel angry? See, for me, you can start with me. If I am late, sometimes going somewhere and I have to be on time and I can't be on time because of either myself or someone else, I really get angry. And what is this? We had a whole day to plan like that and we can't come. And I really get angry on myself, and sometimes I dare to get angry on my wife, which is I make a big mistake. And then the karma theory I completely understand straight away after that. So, yes, Shiva Prabhu, you want to first?
I'll start, Prabhuji.
Yes.
When I'm sure I'm 100% right,
Yeah.
and I'm saying the truth, it's a fact, and it's a dead set truth, and then the other party, they don't listen, they don't believe it, right? That's when I
Very good. A big thanks to Pooja Mataji. She has sponsored a new mic stand. So maybe next week we will have because she can't see me suffering. Vaishnav Jana to tene kahiye je peed parai jane rahe. So she show me I'm struggling and suffering. So thank you for that, Pooja.
I'll share. Why I get angry is when I'm hungry.
Hungry.
I get hungry.
Oh yes, that's I have heard. Yeah, thank you, very good. Anyone other Prabhujis?
It's okay. You just hold up with one hand. I think Prabhuji will black word which is age lock karna mante paachal
Just change the direction. Okay, so Prabhujis, anyone?
When I tell someone that you get the work done by certain time and it's not done.
So they don't finish. Yes, very good. Maybe Matajis can tell when Prabhujis get angry.
all the time.
Okay, anyone Mataji? Sorry, one by one. Wait, one Mataji. When do you get angry? If you don't answer, your husband will tell when you get angry. No? Okay, Krishna Prabhu.
About me?
Or if you are brave enough.
When I'm trying to, similar to when I'm trying to get somewhere and there's an unexpected traffic jam or somebody is driving very, very slowly.
Traffic jam, yeah. And you get late. Same. Thank you. That's when we realize, things are out of our control. We are not the doer. Krishna is the ultimate doer. And we have, even though we think that we have so many things in our control, but actually we don't, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, one more. Swati Mataji. Any experience?
When I see injustice.
Oh, very nice, very nice. When you see injustice, you get angry. That's what actually whole Bhagavad Gita war is, because injustice was happening, and Krishna did not want that to continue, and he couldn't tolerate, and he wanted that to end, and he instructed Arjuna. Very good. One last one. Last and final boarding call for person who want to share. Yes, thank you.
Mine is like not a constant one, but what I notice basically when something I expected not happening, then
Something you expect. Very good.
It's
Yeah.
a female problem, I guess.
Yeah. That's a standard. I mean, they're very nice, It's just for, so that I know I don't do that here.
I'll make it a variety, Prabhuji. I told you about when I get angry with other people. I am getting really angry with myself for not fixing the home loan when it was interest rate was really bad. Really, every day I'm saying
1.99.
Yeah.
I can feel your pain. Please, don't tell any further. It really hurts me also. Thank you. Okay, so what did... Sorry, what did you say?
दुखती रग पर हाथ रख
Yeah, Jakhma pe namat mak chhidko. So what did we do last time? What was the discussion?
We were talking about tolerance.
Yes.
Soul.
That's right. We are continuing the theme of the soul and tolerance. Krishna was telling. Same what Mataji spoke. Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitosna sukha dukkada agama paino nityas tam titikshashva bharatas. Just tolerate. Just as the summer and winter season, you tolerate whatever inconveniences come while performing your duty, and you continue your dharma as a kshatriya. So tolerance, yes. Anything else? Mataji was not here last week, and Pankaj Prabhu was all family not here. Okay. Anyone else?
And Krishna said, like if you think they are a body, however body is not permanent, will die or get killed. But if you think it's a soul can be killed. So however it doesn't matter, so you have to perform your duty.
Very nice, thank you. Exactly. So we discussed last week that the Arjuna's first doubt was in first chapter that about compassion. Oh, Simran Mataji was also not here, no? Okay, so it's good to recap for 5 minutes. Arjuna's first doubt was about compassion, that how can I kill all those people? And Krishna started in the second chapter his talk or his answers to Arjuna's doubts. And this was the first thing he said, because this was the first question or the doubt Arjuna said, how can I kill? So Krishna starts with the knowledge about the soul. And he says that if you think that these are all the body, then body is just a dead matter. Body is like made up of chemicals, bones, blood. It's made up of all different chemicals. So chemicals can't be killed. So you don't have to lament for them. And if you think that they are soul, there is soul cannot be killed. What was the verse we saw? Mataji remember. Natvevaham jatu nasam natvam neme janadipa na chaivam na bhavishyava sarve maya atah param. So never was there a time when I did not exist, when you nor all these kings ceased in future cease to exist. So the soul ever existed. The soul cannot be killed basically. And the last verse which we did, which was 2.23, Nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dahati pavaka na kleda na chainam na kleda yanti apo. What is the last line? Na sosyati maruta. So the soul cannot be cut by weapons, nor it can be burnt by fire. So all this explanation Krishna gives about the soul, starting from 2.11 to 2.30. He talks about all the explanation of soul. And sometimes when we read that, it feels like that Krishna is repeating the information on soul one by one. I don't know if anyone got a chance to read before 2.11 to 2.30. And if you see, all the information about the soul, it may feel like it's repeating. Of course, it's all unique and different slokas, but it's all about information about the soul. And repetition of the same information sometimes makes it stronger to understand. It's easier when kids are going somewhere with a road cross karte samay dhyan rakhna. Take care while crossing the road. Then he goes out, please take care while crossing the road. And then again when he's walking, take care, you're crossing the road. So we take that. Why? Repetition of information make it stronger in their heart that okay, yes, I have to follow this. So in the same way, this information about the soul, what Krishna is telling to Arjuna, goes from 2.11 to 2.30, which we will continue today as well. And we will conclude it today, talk about the soul. Okay. There was something else also we did. Did you watch the story I shared? In the Simran Mataji also I sent in WhatsApp. The main thing, what was that? The main thing is to keep the main thing as the main thing. And what is that main thing? You have to understand the main thing. Everyone remembered 4 wives. That's right, Rohit Prabhu, correct. The soul, while doing our duty, while performing all our actions, our dharma, our daily routine, we have to keep soul in the center. We don't have to forget that. The 4 wives everyone remembered. Paresh Prabhu was not here last week. Otherwise, he would have also remembered. So, that story of Sherlock Holmes You know who was Sherlock Holmes? Detective. And I don't know if anyone watched it. His assistant, you would have seen, Dr. Watson. You know, it's about this main thing, an understanding of soul as well. So once they go for a camping, and they set up a tent, weekend. We go for camping as well sometimes. And he set up his tent, do a bonfire, and then he was sitting in the evening, enjoying his bush excursion with the camping. And at night, when it was really dark, it was a bit late, Sherlock Holmes and his assistant, Dr. Watson, we were chatting. And then they became tired, they said, okay, let's sleep. So they went in the tent, they slept. Suddenly, at the middle of the night, Sherlock Holmes wakes up his assistant, Dr. Watson. He says, wake up. And he opens his eyes, they are lying down, and he opens his eyes. And Sherlock Holmes asks, what do you see? And Dr. Watson, his assistant, he opens his eyes and he's lying down, he's seeing the sky. He said, the sky is very clear. There are no clouds. I can see all the stars very clearly. Bush, yeah, it's very dark. He says, I can see all the stars very nice and clear. The moon is shining bright. There are no clouds. This means tomorrow it will be a bright day. There will be no rain tomorrow. And then Sherlock Holmes asks, what else do you see? And he says, astrologically, I can see the pole star is in the north corner. That means the morning is going to happen soon. It's about 2 to 3 hours before the sun rises. Astronomically, I can see this constellation is on south side. So that means there is a good fortune for the world. And he gives on so many explanations, astronomically, pole star, constellation, sun, everything. And then he asked the assistant to Sherlock Holmes, what do you see? He says, we can see the sky. That means our tent is stolen. Because they were sleeping in the tent, and now that they wake up, they can see the sky. That means, sometimes we don't have to do big analysis. It's a very simple thing. You don't have to forget that, And same thing. The main thing you have to put, okay. And even in this program also, you will see, sometimes people go with so much analysis, so much deep question, answer this, that, and try to understand why this is like that, why that was like that. But the simple thing about having experience, coming here, doing Krishna Gatha, having Prasadam, wonderful association, they miss all that, and they come with lot of things in the mind. See, for me, I can say that driving here, coming, kirtan, chanting, the talk, Bhagavad Gita, question answers, prasadam, and after prasadam, chat, and then I go back home. Out of everything, 6:30 I start, 11:30, 12 I reach home. The main thing what I like is chanting together, what we did just now. 6-7 minutes what we chant together, I love that. It's just amazing experience. It just gives me so much contentment in the heart, satisfaction when we are all chanting together. So we experience that bliss by keeping the main thing as the main thing. Otherwise it will be, the experience is gone. I have, recently we went to Grampians and there was a big waterfall. You would have seen that big waterfall in Grampians. And we went with a couple of friends. And as soon as they got off the car, photos, videos, this, that, and so many, live, Facebook Live, everything they did. And while going back, that friend sitting next to me, he said, 3 hours we spent there, I forget to look at the waterfall. I was so busy, taking photos, do like this, all those things. He said, I actually missed that I didn't see the waterfall. And this is a real story, it's not makeup. So this is what happens when we don't keep the main thing as the main thing. Another thing very important to come to this program is open heart and open mind. If people have their own lot of things going on, then it's of no use. Open heart is compared to like an open parachute. If it's open, it's of use. If it's closed, it's of no use. It's only useful if someone wants to commit suicide. Otherwise, it's of no use, closed parachute. So that's why open heart and open mind is very important. See, when when I come and talk here, a lot of people say me different things after the program. Sometimes, Angelina Mataji, so everyone okay with Hindi, no? Yeah, so sometimes this Mataji comes and it's hard for me. And before 2 weeks, I was speaking so many slokas, Sanskrit slokas. And I said, sorry Mataji, these are Bollywood songs, you may not know. Sorry, I was speaking so many songs, Karu mein kya kar, all those things. And she said, I think you are reciting Bhagavatam slokas. She is from Russia. Yeah. So like that. Anyway, तो मैं जब यहाँ पे प्रोग्राम होता है तो उसके बाद लोग मुझे बोलते हैं प्रभु जी आज बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत मज़ा आ गया, मुझे जो सुनना था वही सुनने को मिला. And some people will tell me that प्रभु जी आज थोड़ा ठंडा था, it was, the energy was down, थोड़ा ठंडा था, मज़ा नहीं आया. And then sometimes people tell me, we listen to the same topic, the 2.23, same Bhagavad Gita sloka online, and it went into so deep and it was so relishing. You just cover the basic points. Are you going to do like this all the time, or you will go deeper? So people ask different questions, and they have different experience. But what I speak is same. There is no change in that, isn't it? I don't know what's happening in here. So what I speak is the same thing. So this is compared to, did I tell that story here, that a tap on a driver's shoulder? Maybe I did some, did I say? Not everyone knows. Okay, I'll show that story before we start. That once, there was a taxi driver, and the taxi driver was driving a taxi van, and he was going from one place to another. That's what all the taxi drivers do. And the passenger was sitting in the back seat. And he was driving a taxi van going there. After 1 hour of drive, the AC was on, the taxi van became very cold. So the passenger on the back, he wanted to tell the driver to turn the AC off. So he just tapped the driver, like what we normally do, he just tapped the driver. But as soon as the passenger put the hand on the soldier, he just got a shock of the life. He just shocked, and he started shivering, and he just got shock of a life, and he was not able to speak anything, and he was so much in shock that the passenger trauma. Yes, thank you. The passenger on the back said, pull it up on the emergency parking lane, and you can stop. And he pulled it up immediately, and he stopped there. And the passenger said, it was a bit cold. I'm so sorry to give you a shock like this, but it was so cold. I just wanted to tell you to please turn off the AC. What happened? How did you got this big trauma or shock? And he said, sorry sir, it was not your fault. It is because until today, since last 5 years, I was driving a funeral van. And today is my first day of driving a taxi van. So when you tapped me, I thought, how a dead body can come alive and tapped on my shoulder. And that's why. So the point is, neither the fault of a passenger, nor the fault of a driver or a van or the AC, but the problem was because of the conditioning of the driver, how it was. So in the same way, what I speak or what experiences you have, it's purely, entirely depending on your conditioning, what level of bhakti you have. That's how you will feel like that. For me, it's just repeating the same words, whatever I have heard from other acharyas, even the jokes, the stories I have heard, and I just repeat. I don't make my own. So like that. Okay. So the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, who remembers the 4 actions which we did? The first one was, Puja Mataji is correct, preparation of war. Second one? Action? Arjuna's doubts. Signs of victory. Thank you. Krishna's Bhakta Vatsala. The sequence is bit. Mataji knows sequence? The first one was preparation for war. Then when you see the war, Arjuna is going here and there, and then the conch shell, we remember what was that? Signs of victory. And then Krishna's entry happens. Krishna enters as chariot driver. He is very kind to his devotee. Krishna as Bhakti Vatsala. And the fourth one, Arjuna's doubts, he started. So that's how summarize the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I forgot, but before we begin, there is a easy way to remember the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita as well. And that way you can remember what's happening in first chapter. Now we can easily remember what's happening in second chapter as well. So the second chapter we can remember in acronym Gita, G-I-T-N-A. Gita, Bhagavad Gita we study G-I-T-A. The first one, that is between 2.1 to 2.10. It comes G. G means Guru. Arjun accepts Krishna as Guru. And Krishna takes the role. The friendship talks is gone. No more friendship talks. Now Krishna accepts his position as a Guru and starts instructing Arjuna. So the first section of second chapter of Bhagavad Gita is G for Guru. Arjun accepts Krishna as Guru. The second is I, G-I-T-A. The second is I. I means identity. What is our real identity? We are this body or we are the soul. The information about the soul comes between 2.11 to 2.30. So that is our identity. The soul is our real identity. So that's G and I. T comes from 2.31, which is two dharmas. We all have two duties. Our duty as a soul, two dharmas. So one dharma as a soul and one dharma as a body. We have all our bodily necessities, going to gym, eating food, looking after our family, taking care of our kids, going to work. Our dharma to perform as a everyday life, we have to do that. But the second dharma is our dharma as a soul. Two dharmas means the first one is our activities or our duties towards our family and everyone. Second is our duty towards our soul, which means chanting, kirtan, eating, offering prasad, bhoga and eating, honoring prasadam, coming to association, listening, whatever we can, wherever we get a chance, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, all those things. So that's our two duties, G-I-T. And the fourth one is A, which is Atmaram. It will come at the end section of the second chapter, which is Atmaram, means the person who performs these two duties, two dharmas nicely, they are Atmaram. Atmaram means they are self-satisfied. They are always happy, always content, always satisfied. Those who are doing all these two duties nicely. Their happiness is not depending on external circumstances. No matter whatever happens outside world, situations may go up and down, health may go up and down. But if they are performing these two duties nicely, they will be Atmaram. So what is the acronym? G for Guru. I for identity as soul is our main identity. Third one, two dharmas. Which are the two dharmas we have? As a body and as a soul. And the fourth one is Atmaram, which means very good. You know the full second chapter and first chapter now. So nice, isn't it? Even someone wakes up at midnight like Sherlock Holmes. What is the second chapter? G-I-T-A, finish. So easy. All right, let's read Namamrita. Paresh Prabhu, you can read. Is it readable?
Yeah. In Kali Yuga, sacrifice to the demigods is satisfied by
Sankirtan Yajna.
Sankirtan Yajna.
Yeah.
By worshipping the Supreme Lord, one automatically serves all the demigods because they are parts and parcels of Buddha. If one supplies water to the root of a tree, all the parts of the tree, such as leaves, branches, are automatically satisfied. And if one supplies food to the stomach, all the limbs of the body, hands, legs, fingers, etc. are met. Thus, by worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one can satisfy all the demigods by the worshipping all the demigods. One does not completely worship the Supreme Lord. Therefore, worship of demigods is irregular and it is disrespectful to the
Scripture
scriptural
injunctions. Thank you. So what does it mention here? This is again from the Namamrita page number 37. What does it say? I know Rashid Prabhu is a little. Yeah, plenty of space here. If Sunday Prabhu, if any Hanumata, you can come here, please. You can see the screen. I have some slides as well. What does it mention here? What is the learning point from this particular paragraph?
Demigods as well. We don't need to worship individual.
We worship.
By worshipping Krishna, ultimately we
Yes.
are going to worship demigods.
Correct. What is the analogy given? The example here?
The water.
The root and the tree. If someone tries to water each and every branch of a tree, each and every leaf of a tree, is it going to work? No. But the easiest way is to water at the tree, and the water reaches each and every branch, small sticks, leaf, everywhere the water reaches. So the analogy is given here that if someone just worships Krishna because he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, all other demigods, all other devatas, how many are there? As of now, maybe some new ones will come, or you never know, the new ones may have come already. So, all of them are satisfied. If just, and I am the live. You ask, my mother is here. You ask her, when I was in my 10th, 11th, 12th, I had all the. You tell? Huh? Hindi? All the demigod pictures, Ganesh, Saraswati ji for studies, I go to exam, I worship Ganesh ji, Shiv ji, Hanuman ji. Pura itna bada bhara hua. I think I have told that before. And my mother is the, even in my hostel. And all my friends, they come and they had all the actresses' photos and, in the hostel. Boys' hostel, come on. And they had all the film, that pictures, the posters. And in my room, all the demigods. Saraswati Ma, Santoshi Ma, this Ma, that Ma, Devi Ma, oh, everyone.
सरस्वती माँ तो वो बैग में रखता था
Because
पता ना तो सरस्वती माँ बैग में है ना
Gujarati na, business dealing है. Saraswati Ma, exam में अच्छे number आएंगे. It was a business dealing. And that is what normally people, generally, not talking about devotees, but generally people, they worship demigods for material benefits. बेटे की शादी हो जाए, बच्चे का बीमारी दूर हो जाए, घर गाड़ी ये वो. People have, my family, please उसको संभालो, सुख संपत्ति के दाता. All those things are. It's people worship demigods mainly for material desires, isn't it? Okay, next paragraph. Someone here?
Probably just a
Yes.
thing. I mean, I agree with but at times this thing many times it creates controversy. Don't you feel?
Sorry.
Many times I've seen people. I mean, these types of things I've seen, even on some Instagram posts and all. These types are being said, and many people are against it. How are you gonna justify that? Because if everybody has their own way of worship, what we call East. Everybody has their own East. So how do we go in that fight?
Yeah.
Because we say something else, they say something else. So neither I'm not saying I'm right, you're wrong, but
Yeah. How do you win against in that fight?
I don't want to win. I don't want to win or lose, but
The first-
it's a justification.
Yeah. And that's why we study Bhagavad Gita. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Jnana Sanchina Sanshaya. You can only clear the doubt by weapon of knowledge. There is no other way. Only by weapon of knowledge you can clear the doubts. And that is the main aim of studying this Bhagavad Gita. As we progress further, you will get. See, abhi to we are in the second chapter, not in the middle, So, but so much, isn't it? All of you agree? So much knowledge we got, which we wouldn't have heard in last 35, 40, 50 years, isn't it? So much knowledge, and that's how when we go further, we will understand according to the Shastras. It's not my opinion, it's not Prabhupada's opinion, it's not ISKCON Temple President's opinion, no. It's what Indian scriptures say, and we present that. That's it. And once we understand that, like this example, this is from Bhagavad Purana, see, 4.2.35, with the reference from Bhagavad Purana, what is mentioned. So, it doesn't matter what I think, Bhagavad Purana mein ye likha hai. Now, it's up to the person, if he wants to accept what's mentioned in Bhagavad Purana, or if he doesn't, it's up to that person. We can't change any person. But, understanding about Ishtadev or our demigods or whoever we are worshipping, there is nothing wrong in that. You can worship demigods, Ganeshji, Shiva, we still respect. I think here also I saw, we still respect. The proper understanding at the proper place, proper time, proper circumstances, and our proper mind, consciousness is required. What position they are in, what position Krishna is, what they can give to us, what do we want from them. That is very important to understand. Because if we ask something material for them, gar, gaadi, I think I have told that before also here. If you ask for a car, good health, how long is that going to be? I pray to our Ishtadev, Devi Devata, please give me good health for my family. How long is that going to be? 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 80, 100, 125 years after that? Is there anyone who hasn't become old in this world? Unless someone leaves the world early. So what we ask is, we have to be very clear in our request, in our prayers. Because to be successful in our project or our path of spiritual bhakti or a progress, 3 things are required. What are they? We need to have a desire. We need to have a desire of what we want. We need to have a endeavor. If we just desire and we sit at home, it's not going to happen. Endeavor is very important. And prayers. Our desire, our endeavor and prayers. 3 things are very important to achieve perfection, success in the path of bhakti. And that's why, if we have the knowledge, what we desire, what endeavors we are doing, and what are our prayers, that all combines. And then, if that's correct, we will surely achieve the perfection in the path of bhakti. Make sense? So the proper, in short, proper understanding is very important. If our prayers is, oh Shivji, oh Ganeshji, please give me bhakti, please let me progress in the spiritual path, that's fine. If our progress is, just I was doing it before, that Saraswati Ma, please give me good numbers in my exam. Of course, they give us, there is nothing wrong in that. They are duty bound. If we have past credits or if we have enough good karma, and if we pray, definitely they give them. But is it that ultimate benefit we want? No, we want something higher. We want the topmost. If you go, for example, to one big, what is that called? Big industrial, one rich person, and you can go. You said, okay, you have a meeting with that person for 5 minutes. You can ask whatever you want. Will you go and ask, Bill Gates, just give me one Microsoft Office, not pirated version, so that I don't have to do the codes breaking 16 digit or 20 digit, whatever it is. No, we can ask something, I'm building a temple, give me a donation to make a big temple. We can ask the topmost thing. No, why we ask something like Microsoft, not pirated MS Office CD, like that. So when we ask to Devi Devatas, they are very, very advanced devotees. We have to understand that they are not ordinary souls, they are very pure, advanced devotees. And that's why when we are going to someone really higher, when we are praying to someone who are really high, why not ask for the topmost thing? Make sense?
Yes.
Thank you. Sorry, second paragraph, someone from this Bhakti Prabhu? Yes.
In this age of Kali, it is practically impossible to perform the Deva Yagna or sacrifice to the demigods. As such, in this age, Srimad Bhagavatam recommends Sanskritana Yajna. Yajaniha Sanskritana
Yagna Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasa. Yeah, start English in this.
In this age, the intelligent person completes the performance of all kinds of yajna simply by chanting Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Tasmin Tushte Jagat Tushtam.
When the Lord Vishnu is satisfied, all the demigods who are parcels of the Supreme Lord are satisfied.
Thank you. So, just by chanting. So when we do chanting, it's not that, okay, you like to chant, you go and chant. I like to do yoga, I do yoga. I like to meditate, I will meditate. I like to visit temples, I will go. I like to do yatras, I will do. No. According to the Bhagavad Puran, according to the Indian scriptures, chanting is recommended for this age. And that's why we highlight on chanting. Right? You would have seen whenever I start with the class, how is your chanting? We start with chanting because it is the recommended age for this Kali Yuga. Okay. Another example is also given is when we give the food, we give food to the stomach and it nourishes the whole body, goes top to bottom, all fingers, legs, everywhere, it's nourished. In the same way, when you do this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, everyone is satisfied. We don't need to do any extra endeavor. Otherwise, where to start and where to end? It was my question, my personal experience. That किस को भजूं मैं, कितने को भजूं और किसी को बुरा ना लग जाए. If I missed, I am doing this for this many Devi Devtas. Oh, इसको मैंने नहीं भजा, उसको बुरा लग जाएगा. And if I fail in the exam because I did not worship this Devi, that's why I got fail in the exam. And then next year I have one more picture, one more. Where to start and where to end? And that's why the Shastras of this Kali Yuga, it says it is practically impossible to perform this Devi Yagya or sacrifice to demigods. And that's why it's worship of Krishna or this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra chanting is recommended. Okay? Any questions? Yes.
Like in that case, like what if everyone is just worshiping the Krishna and not the demigods? So like we understand that like if we worship the Krishna, it nourishes all demigods. But like what about like those people? Means why this kind of people are on the earth who are worshipping the demigods? As you said, like if one demigod we do worship and if we don't, they feel bad, right? That you are not worshipping me.
Yeah.
So that can be possible for Krishna worship as well, right? I'm not sure. So I just
Yeah,
like
the point your question is, if Krishna worship is highest, why there are different demigod worshippers exist?
yes.
In short, yeah. Our Indian, basically all this spirituality is based on 18 Puranas, and even that 18 Puranas, we discussed the 3 modes of material nature. What are the 3 modes? Mode of goodness, ignorance, and passion. So even the Puranas, they are 18 Puranas. Out of them, 6 of them are in mode of goodness, 6 are in mode of passion, and 6 are in mode of ignorance. So you would have heard there is a Shiva Purana as well, right? So in that, Shiva worship is also mentioned as highest, because person who are according to that level, for them that is recommended. There are different worships, different mantras, different worships is also mentioned. But in the same way we can understand, in the school, the teachers teach these kids, A, B, C, D, you get distinction, highest, A++ grade. That's the best, A++, they don't get anything more. If someone does A, B, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, if they can say up to 10, they get A+ grade. That's the highest according to that level. Next year, 2 + 2 is 4, if they can do that. And A, P, P, L, E, if they can do apple, that's the second grade. Yes, thank you. Thank you for helping me. So, if they can do that, that's the A++ grade for them. But if they ask, okay, Krishang and Shriyang, tomorrow we are going to discuss about trigonometry, Laplace transforms, and solar systems, and E = mc² and everything. Will they be able to understand? No, because their level of intelligence is not developed at that stage yet. They will grow eventually and they will come to that. So in the same way, this worship of different demigods, it is mentioned in our scriptures, it is mentioned in our Shastras for people who are not at that level. But this Bhagavad Puran is called Amal Puran. If you all know the story, when Vedavyas wrote all the 18 Purans, Krishna Pankaj Prabhu, when Vedavyas know all these 18 Puranas, and he was still not satisfied. He was just feeling that, I have compiled all the Vedas, all the knowledge, I have done everything, and I'm still not satisfied. So he he talks to Narad Muni, his guru. And he said, I'm still not feeling satisfied after doing all this, compiled all the knowledge, all the things which is available in the whole wild creation. And he says, now you don't feel that because you have not glorified Krishna and devotional service directly. And because in the future, people of Kali Yuga, they don't have that much of patience or knowledge or the capacity that they can understand all these 18 Puranas, all the Vedas, all the scriptures, Upanishads and everything, and then come to a conclusion. So Narad Muni said, I request you now to write Bhagavad Puran, which gives the ultimate, topmost, highest, straight away to the people of Kali Yuga, so that they don't have to go do hard work. So people who are at particular stage or particular consciousness, as I said, that tapping the driver. I don't know if you are here. That's true. Some of you can tell Mataji's story about the driver and the passenger. So that, depending on their consciousness, they will have that kind of worship. But eventually, everyone wants to do, everyone is looking for happiness. And the happiness can be derived from Bhakti, which is the devotional service, loving exchanges between the soul and the super soul. So they will all come to that. They are on the path. Krishna mentioned this in Bhagavad Gita. We will continue that. Can I take questions at the end? Sorry, otherwise we will not start. I will take questions, but after 9. Otherwise our agenda will go on the side and questions. Okay, so last time we did up to 2.23. We are continuing our discussion of soul from 2.24 and we will conclude at 2.30 today. Okay? So this one is 2.24. Krishna mentions, this individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble and can be neither burned or dried. He is everlasting, present everywhere, unchangeable, immovable and eternally the same. It's talking about the soul. Just like before what we discussed, can't be burned, can't be cut, is insoluble, unbreakable, can't be burned or dried, is everlasting because the soul is everlasting, eternal. Sat. 2.25. It is said that the soul is invisible, inconceivable and immutable. Knowing this, you should not grieve for the body. So Krishna continues the information about the soul to Arjuna. Because Arjuna has doubt, how can I kill these people? So Krishna is telling that the soul is, can't be burned, can't be killed. So you don't have to worry about it. Just do your duty. 25 and then 26. If, however, you think that the soul or the symptoms of life will always be born and die forever, you still have no reason to lament, O mighty armed Arjuna. So this section continues the discussion about the soul, and like in this we can understand the Krishna is saying, if you think that people are born and they die, then anyway they are going to die. Even if you don't kill them, Bhishma, Drona, if you are not going to kill them, anyway they will be killed eventually, because the body grows and then body dies. So if you think they are the soul, you don't have to worry because soul cannot be killed. If you think they are the body or the soul comes into existence and it's gone, then you don't have to worry about that because body is going to die anyway. Makes sense? So far the storyline, you are with the storyline? Very important thing which comes in this particular section of Bhagavad Gita is, and we have to, Puja Mataji can do minutes of meeting. Very important thing. Information about the soul does not call for renunciation, but it calls for action. Whenever we understand about the soul, that doesn't mean that we have to stop the action. It doesn't call for renunciation. अभी मुझे पता चल गया कि मैं तो आत्मा हूँ, मैं शरीर नहीं हूँ. I am a soul, you are a spirit soul. So I don't need to, Mataji's will say, you are not this body, I will not cook from tomorrow. बच्चा बोलता है अभी तू तो soul है, तू सच्चिद आनंद है, you are always blissful, you are always in the service of Krishna, you take care of yourself. Why would I need to worry about it? मैं job छोड़ दूँगा अभी, I will not go to work because I am a soul. I will just go to temple and do service. I will do chanting at home, I will do kirtan, I'm not going to go to work. These thoughts can come when the knowledge of the soul, someone can comes to know about the knowledge of the soul. So a very important thing here, what do we see? Krishna says to Arjuna, you are the soul, everyone is a soul, but go ahead with your duty as a Kshatriya. Go ahead and fight. So the information about the soul does not call for renunciation. It calls for an action. When you have a knowledge of the soul, you have to do your duty, do your dharma, perform your actions. हिंदी में हम बोलते हैं ना, छोड़ो घर बार चलो हरिद्वार. अभी पता चल गया है ना, हम आत्मा है, भगवान की भक्ति करनी है, हम छोड़ते हैं सब कुछ, छोड़ो घर बार चलो हरिद्वार. That's a false concept. That's not the message of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita का message, keep it to Bhagavad Gita as it is. Don't Bhagavad Gita as someone else. No. And that's why you see, this understanding of Bhagavad Gita is very important to come by the association of devotees and by the mercy of acharyas or gurus. By devotee association and by the purports of Prabhupada and other gurus, we can understand the message of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, it's very easy to be diverted. We can take it in a wrong way also. And Arjun also does that. If you have seen few verses back, Arjun said, I would better leave begging. Let them rule the kingdom. I will go to the forest. So Krishna corrects him. No, you have to continue your duty. You have to perform your duty after understanding the knowledge of the soul. And whatever it is, we might be in a whatever stage of our life, as a family man, as a working person, we have to do our duty. Make sense? So discussion of soul or Bhagavad Gita in the association is very important. If a person thinks I will do it on my own, I don't need to come here, then this kind of misinterpretation or we can be diverted easily. So, see here Arjun also accepts Krishna as a guru. There were 6.4 million soldiers were available, but Arjun accepts Krishna as a guru. When he had a doubt, he accepts Krishna as a guru. And the first thing Krishna starts speaking is the knowledge of the soul. So when we also are in our spiritual path and we want to understand spirituality more, it's our duty also to find some source of knowledge which is genuine. Just like Arjuna chose Krishna and not someone else, we also have to go to a bona fide guru. And how do we know that he is a bona fide guru? When that guru gives the information about the soul. We are the soul, Krishna is the supreme soul, and the only way to progress in bhakti is to engage in devotional service. If a guru says that, that means he is a bona fide guru. If a person says, come here, pay dandavats, give some donation, I will give you ashirwad, you go, sab theek ho jayega, ashirwad hai, aap jao. Just come here once a month, everything will be okay. Then you understand that that person wants just the money, just the fame, and ashirwad, everything will be okay. If he doesn't talk about soul, or it doesn't give you the ultimate information about the science of the soul, that means he is a fake guru. He is not a bona fide guru. And this is very important thing that we understand from this particular sections. Sorry, I have some photos, but it's not working, huh? Maybe you can put a video. Anyway, I can show it at the end. See here, a person is asking to the doctor, a patient is asking to the doctor, doctor, what happens after we die? He's asking, he's taking the doctor as a guru, and he's asking, and what is doctors, people from here can't see, come here if possible, and doctor is responding, we clean the bed, take you out, admit another patient. That's it. So it's very, it's very important that we ask the right question to the right guru, not to anyone randomly. I don't know if you have seen, there is one famous Mayavadi guru, and he has his photo. Someone came up with his suitcases of money, lot of dollars in America. An Indian guru, saffron, orange colored dress, big beard, and people come to donate him money because they were very inspired by his talk. And that Mayavadi guru, he did like this, I don't want money, take it away from me. Closed his eyes, moved his head on the other side, and he said, take away all this money from me. I'm not a materialistic. I don't want any material entanglement. And he became so famous. 1970s, all the newspapers in America, TV channels, his photo was published like this. I don't want any money. I want to be away from it. Because the whole world is running after money, especially America, 1970s. Everyone was after money. And he posted his photo, Mayavadi Guru, like that. And when Prabhupada heard about this, Srila Prabhupada, he said, when he saw the photo, the disciples showed him that photo. Prabhupada said, call all the press reporters, call all the photographers, and take my photo, bring money in front of me, and take my photo like this. Give me all the money. He said, I will take all the money and I will use it for Krishna's service. I can make temples, I can print books, I can make many Bhagavad Gita centers where people can come and study and become a nice devotee. So this is the difference between fake guru and pure guru. He can use everyone, he can see everyone, he can use all these materialist things in the connection of Krishna, and he can utilize in the service of Krishna. And it can help people of this world to become better devotees. So, see how this difference between the mentality of a fake guru or a genuine guru is. Otherwise, if we don't have the sufficient knowledge, it's easy to get cheated. And there are a lot of cheaters available in the market. Especially in India, it's considered as factory of Babajis, or mass production of gurus happen there. Every now and then a new guru comes, every now and then. Suddenly we have not heard anywhere and a new one pops up. A YouTube video starts, 1.2 million subscribers, one or two famous movie stars or someone will go and he becomes famous suddenly. It's a mass production happening. So we have to be very careful that is a genuine guru or not. We have to understand, and that's what we learn from this particular section of Bhagavad Gita. When we go to the doctor, there are universities, they are authorized that person as a doctor, they have certificates, MBBS degree, specialization, MD degree. Sorry. And that's how we know he's a genuine doctor, and we can go there. Or a mechanic, there is a degree and he can fix the cars and he will go there. But we go to a mechanic, and a mechanic will fix our car nicely. Battery change kar diya, some problem change kar diya. But then we talk, I am having some kidney problem as well. He said, let me do it. मैं एक kidney निकाल के दूसरा लगा देता हूँ. Would we do that? No, because we know he is not authorized. He is not certified to do that. But we will do that to a specialist because we know he is a certified, authorized for that. In the same way, what about spirituality? Is there any certification? Is there any university? Is there any graduation or anything? It is there, but people don't know. There are bona fide scriptures, there are bona fide sampradayas, there are bona fide gurus, and there are cheater gurus, cheater sampradayas, cheating knowledge also happening. So we have to be very careful, sharpening our sword with knowledge. Once we have the knowledge, we can easily justify, who is right and who is wrong. And there are various reasons. Today I have highlighted few reasons that why and what kind of cheaters exist in this world. Very interesting. There are so many different cheating religions and cheating gurus exist in today's world, as Urvi Mataji also mentioned. People have different faith in different people. Why is that? What is the first reason why this cheating guru or cheating religions exist? What do you think? The first reason, very important. There are many reasons. Less awareness, the lack of knowledge, yes.
People want immediate happiness or this or something.
Yes, people want immediate happiness. Someone said from back?
Fear.
Fear of, yes, if they will do something wrong, if they don't do that. Yes?
Wrong desires. Material.
Wrong desires, yes. I'm looking for one specific one.
Ignorance.
Ignorance, correct. That's 100%. All of you are saying is correct. Sonal Mataji is the closest one to my answer.
Easy solution.
Huh?
Easy solution.
Easy solution, immediate solution, correct. That is the correct, that's what I was looking for. People, there are a lot of cheaters available in the market because there is a demand for it. People want easy, immediate. They don't want to do the long. Why are there? So they are called, cheating. Why is there is pirated MS Office CDs available in the market? Because there is a demand for it. People don't want to pay the price. And they want to have easy, cheaper. They don't want to work hard, get the money and buy that original version. So that's why they have less money, they work less, and they want to afford it. So immediate happiness or easy solution, as you all say. That's the first reason these all cheating gurus or cheating sampradayas exist. When people come to this temple or ISKCON or like these Hare Krishna centers, people talk about shastras, basic knowledge, scriptures. See, we present from Puranas, we give all the knowledge from the scriptures. And then some people find too much. This is very expensive. Like buying an MS Office genuine CD, they find the price too much. And they want easy solution to their material desires. So that's the first reason they will go to some other, कुछ नहीं करना, जाओ थोड़ा donation करो, आशीर्वाद मिलेगा, and we can continue our life. We are continue enjoying senses. Because ISKCON में जाओगे तो वहाँ पे बोलेगा मीट नहीं खाने का, you can't eat non-vegetarian food, but they want to eat food. So then they will go to some guru. The guru might be also eating non-vegetarian food. And he said, ठीक है, you just do donation, आशीर्वाद, it's okay. भगवान तो परम दयालु है, वो परम कृपालु है, वो जानता है, वो तुम कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते. It's okay. वो गलतियाँ नहीं ढूंढता, भगवान गलतियाँ नहीं ढूंढता, वो आप भक्ति ढूंढता है. Things like that happens, and it's going around. Lot of the gurus also continue. But if someone has enough money in the pocket, he would be able to, and if he's ready, he would be able to buy that CD. In the same way, people who have that pious credits, who are sufficiently advanced in the path of bhakti, they would be able to understand the message of Bhagavad Gita, and they will be able to, just like they would be able to buy that genuine CD, they would be able to actually understand the message of Bhagavad Gita or come to this. Otherwise, they will go. Even in our program, we have experience. The first program we did, we had 120 people. Is there anyone else from the first day? Rohit Prabhu was here. Out of that 120, 80 are not coming. And all these people here, they are all different ones. New batch. The first program, so people don't have that much credits in their pocket or in their credit card, so they can't. It's just not possible for them. But people who have, they will, जैसे जिसके पास पैसा है, वो 5-star होटल में जाके खाना खा सकता है. अगर कोई ऐसे ही चला गया, he will look at the menu card, can't afford, go out. That was our first program in this house. But people who have enough credits, like you all, वो 5-star hotel ढूंढ के आराम से meal वहाँ पे खाएंगे, बैठेंगे, बातें भी करेंगे, and they will come again and again because they have enough credit in their account. And that's why you are all here. See, very, you can relate to it. Example. Yeah. And in someone, yes, sorry. And if someone has little money, can't afford the full meal, if someone has little money, then they will go to that 5-star hotel, just drink coffee and come back because they don't have enough. In the same way, out of hearing this Bhagavad Gita knowledge or everything, if someone has little credit, little sukruti, then they will just come once in a month to temple and then don't come to this program like this. Just little bit. Thoda coffee pee ke bas khatam, like that. Yes, that's, sorry, you had a question? Yeah, this is the sukruti. When people do some devotional service, कोई भक्त के लिए कोई अच्छा कर दिया, भगवान के लिए, like you, helping to get the mic. So that gives a big sukruti because now every time we will speak, the sukruti comes to you. So like that. When people, Harshit Prabhu and Ramit Prabhu was serving nicely for that Duncan McKinnon Reserve Prasadam Seva, that gives a lot of sukruti and that adds credit balance in our credit card, and then we progress fast. Like this, lot of Matajis, everyone is helping to cook prasadam and everything, so that's how. Another, yes, you are probably. You had a
Yeah, I
question.
just wanted to make a comment
Mhm.
about this. The gurus, I don't think it's intentional cheating because a lot of them are good people
Yes.
wanting to help. I think it's the feeding to the main. They call I've heard about four shards, which is Swasti, Sampatti, Samman, and Santi. So there's four. So they're feeding into one of these or multiple of these categories. So people are benefiting in one way or another. So I think it's limited to that level. So
Some are, yes, you are right. Some are genuine ones.
Yeah,
Definitely. But we are focusing on the fake ones today.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
are some fake ones as well, but you are right. There are some genuine ones.
So they're feeding into that, and people
Correct.
are actually benefiting.
They are certified. They have that university degree.
Yeah, they've got some can help with relationship, or some can help with, like Baba Ramdev, can help with health, and that sort of thing. So, but
Yeah, there are some genuine ones out there.
Yeah,
But here I am talking mainly about, we have to be very careful that we are not being cheated by cheaters.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know if you have heard about Bhagavad Sapta at house. Has anyone heard Bhagavad Sapta in house? People come, they charge. I don't know if you have met. Australia also. In Melbourne, there are many people.
Yeah.
They come with $1,100 I will take. I will come and read Bhagavad Sapta. 7 days in your house. The person sits, read. Husband and wife working in the job, IT company. The person sits and read. I have been there. My Gujarati friend, he said, हमारे घर पे भागवत सप्ताह है शाम को आओ. And the Pandit ji one comes and he keeps on reading Bhagavad Sapta because Bhagavatam was spoken in 7 days.
Yeah.
So Bhagavad Sapta, person charges $11. It is said that wherever it is read, that person's become pure, that place becomes purified.
Yeah.
So the person will read, husband working, wife working, evening they come, they have a TV on, some bhajans going on, a person is reading, and they invited me, having a dinner, dining table, drinking tea, and Bhagavad Sapta chal raha hai. And I was shocked. I said, what kind of Bhagavad Sapta is this? No, wo karta hai na, ho jayega. People, this is a business. Even at home also. I have experienced many times. Someone from this program also, Prabhu ji, hamare ghar pe aake kirtan karo, kitna paisa loge aap? People have asked me so many times, how much do you charge to come? And to me, it's very funny that people ask me those kind of questions, but it's very sad that people still have that kind of business dealing mentalities, and they still have experienced that people charge. How is that going to give a benefit in bhakti? If people are asking about money, taking money, it's all a business deal. There is not, devotional service in there. Some people do this just so that they can get rid of that pap karma. घर पे कुछ भी गलत हमने जो भी पाप किया है घर पे भागवत हम 7 days भागवत सप्ताह होगा उससे हमारे पाप धुल जाएंगे घर का शुद्धिकरण हो जाएगा we will be all free from our bad karma. That's what their mentality is, and we will get some material benefit. Ashirwad milega. My son will become intelligent and go and study in Melbourne High or Melbourne Grammar. And did you do Bhagavad Sapta in house? And I have some material benefits. Job mein promotion milega. I can buy a bigger house, bigger car, things like that. That is what their mentality is. And we have to be very carefully, safeguard ourselves from this kind of cheating religions and cheating processes as well. Makes sense? Yeah.
Yes.
But there is sometimes in this Bhagavad Sapta, Pandit ji or Maharaj ji, Baba ji will be speaking and people start crying with tears. Have you seen? The same person will go out next day, Friday night, going to movie parties, kitty parties, and in that Bhagavatam they will start crying. It has happened once. One Mataji, Swamiji was giving a Bhagavad Katha. और वो पहला दिन सब भागवत सप्ताह 7 days का था. तो पहले दिन में स्वामी जी was speaking on the stage and माता जी एक आगे बैठ के सुन रहे थे ऐसे. And Swami ji was speaking and the Mata ji suddenly started crying. And she was crying, tears coming out from her eyes. And Swami ji लगा माता जी थोड़ा भाव में आ गई है, थोड़ा भक्ति भाव जागृत हो गया उनमें, इसीलिए क्राई कर रही है. ठीक है, he finished in 1.5 hours his Bhagavad Katha. Second day, again, that Mataji is sitting at the same spot, looking at Swamiji like this. and Swamiji started second canto of Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj story, Narad Muni story. He started all the Kathas Bhagavatam. Mataji crying again. Third day crying, increasing tears. Fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, last day, Mataji was crying all 7 days. So khatam ho gaya, Bhagavad Katha finished. And Swamiji said, Mataji, I saw you are really engrossed in Bhagavad Katha. You are crying with sentiments. Which pastime did you like most? Did you like the one which Parikshit Maharaj? Did you like the one Krishna lives for Vrindavan? The gopis are living. Did you like Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj? Which pastime did you like? And that made you all this experience the bhakti bliss. And Mataji said, what bhakti bliss? Kya Bhagavad Katha? Kya Parikshit Maharaj? I don't know anything. And the Swamiji said, you are crying here. Whenever I start speaking, you are looking at me and crying. Mataji said, actually, I had a goat. And the goat had same beard like you. And when you were speaking and moving your head, it reminded me of my goat because exactly same beard and my goat was also. And the goat died a few weeks back. And it keeps on reminding me for all 7 days. And that's why I was crying. So this kind of, we have to be very careful about those sentiments. You would have seen in Bhagavad Saptas, one person starts crying, looking at that, even genuinely, emotionally, one person starts crying, looking at that person, another person starts crying, and looking at second person, third person crying, and looking at the 3 Matajis in the front, the 4th Mataji can't cry, and she thinks some problem in me, because I am not crying and others are crying. And then the competition is the one who cries the most, is the topmost advanced devotee. And as soon as she goes home, she turns on the TV and watches Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi. And then drinks tea. So we have to be very practical, that what do we want, who we are listening from, what is the goal of what we are, what spiritual path we are in. These things needs to be very clear. And second, so this is one type of Bhagavad Satta. Another type of the cheaters are available is called the ritualistic chanter. There is the person who wants everything to be pakka, perfect. मैं संस्कृत बोलूँगा जो होगा exact अच्छे से dialects, everything, grammar perfect. Otherwise I am not going to chant. Wherever I sit, the place has to be pure. मेरा आसन होगा, it was clean, I will sit on that. Otherwise I will not chant. In the morning, early morning, I will take shower, then only I will chant. Otherwise, I am not going to chant. There is a sloka. Ati bada sukruti se snane rasamaye govinda pundarikaksha nama uchchar. Very clean, very perfect dialect syllable. Then only I will do nam uchchar. And also in a high birth, if born in a pure Brahmana family, then only I will chant. Otherwise, you can't chant. All these things, all these people who give very much strict rules and regulations about the pronunciation, about the place and purity, that have been removed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there is the Sikshastakam, the prayers, only 8 verses which was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In that, the one which is Nam Nam Kari Bahuda Nij Sarva Saktis. Nam Nam Kari Nij Bahuda Sarva Saktis. There are no hard and fast rules in chanting the holy name of the Lord. One can chant anywhere, anytime, because of the people of Kali Yuga. So if a person he says, you can't speak like this, you can't do like this, you can't chant here, you can't chant there, you are not a Brahmana, you can't chant, then that's not authorized. You consider that's a bogus. Once someone asked me also that you are saying Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, like that. But actually in the Shastras is Ram. How do you justify that? Rama is different and Ram is different. And I said, if your child is hungry, he says, Mummy, I want dinner, or Mama, I want dinner. Will you not give that dinner, because child is hungry? And you said, Mama, not Mummy, or Mom. How does it matter? We are calling the Lord's name. Nija Sarva Saktis. Nam Kari Bahuda. Nija Sarva. The Lord has invested all his potencies. And Abhinnatvam Nam. There is no difference between Lord and his name. Then if someone says Rama or Krishna, or some people say in Gujarati Krishna. Krishna. So even in spelling, there's like Krusna, and then Krish. What does it mean? Krishna knows we are calling Krishna. We don't need to justify right spelling as if Krishna doesn't know grammars and he will confuse. ये मुझे बुलाता है किसी और को. Krishna knows we are calling Krishna. Like that. So that is another type of ritualistic chanter where people are very strict. Another thing are people who are mundane religious people who give so much importance to vastu, directions. It has to be 100% perfect like this. The Lord's photo should be like on the east side and the sun should be opposite setting, and the temple main door would be this. People stand with the compass. Phone mein compass aata hai na, in front of the temple. The temple's main entrance is in east side, then only I am going to enter the temple and worship, otherwise I will not enter the temple. There are some Mondays religion very strict. When they sleep, it has to be like this. Of course, it's okay if one can do it, there is nothing wrong. If you have an umbrella, you can use it. But if you don't have an umbrella, that doesn't mean you find a tree and stand under a tree. Like that. If there is a way out of it, if possible, do it. If not possible, there is a way out of it. So if someone is very strict, then understand that he says, I'm not going to chant because the temple is facing in this direction. Understand, he is a bogus person. Once there was in India, a person was called by all the spiritual gurus of India, and he said, let's spiritually we try to solve problems of India, poverty and hunger and all those things. And that Panditji, he said, looking at all the things, and he said the main problem India has, the vastu is wrong. According to Vastu Shastra, if something is surrounded by 3 sides water and 1 side land, that means Vastu is wrong. So if somehow the 3 sides of water can be removed out of India, all India's problems will be solved. And the people said, you should be removed out of India first, then the problems will be solved. So this kind of people, we have to be safeguard ourselves. There are other sorry if I'm going a bit fast, I'm looking at the time. There are other different kind of cheaters available as sahajiyas. They pretend or they show themselves off in very ecstatic transcendental symptoms. कहीं पे कीर्तन चल रहा हो, suddenly they come and start dancing. They will put even if it's a boy, they will put a chunri or a sari in front of him. They will start like a gopi and they will pretend they are the gopis. Or some people, they are called sahajiyas. Some people will pretend they are a peacock and they act like a peacock and they make sounds like a peacock and they say, oh, eternally I am a peacock in Vrindavan. That is my eternal form. मैं अभी just यहाँ पे लीला करने आया हूँ and I will and I will go to my Vrindavan Dham soon. So people are like that, and if you go to spiritual places, you will meet people like that. They will show themselves, and some people actually show themselves like God as well. They pretend that they are God, and I don't know if you are aware, there are many Krishna avatars in India today. Many different Krishna avatars in India. And they say, let's do a pastimes, Leela karte hain, and that kind of bogus gurus, they actually have a lot of followers. And they say, tonight we are having a Ras Leela pastime. And they invite the girls and they do Ras Leela with those girls. And they pretend like they are the genuine and they try to exploit those people. So it's very good, very important to have knowledge. And we safeguard ourselves from these teachers. Srila Prabhupada, when heard about this, and he said, some fake God, he's doing this Ras Leela. Prabhupada said, what Ras Leela? This is Rascal Leela. They are rascals because they pretend themselves to be God. Even while Krishna was here in this world, what is that? Who pretended to be Krishna? It starts with P. Pondrika. He pretended to be Krishna and he was telling Krishna that I am Krishna. He put a peacock feather, he put a helmet, yellow dhoti, silk garment, and he said, I am Krishna. You get rid of your Sudarshan Chakra. Pondrik was telling to Krishna himself, he was pretending. And Krishna said, yes, I'm going to get rid of my Sudarshan Chakra, but it will cut your head. That's how I'm going to get rid of. So even those days also people pretend to be Krishna. And right now also that's happening. Once it is mentioned in the Shastras that Krishna came as 5,000 years back as Krishna himself, and there are a lot of avatars: Narsimha avatar, Varaha avatar, Matsya avatar, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called Channa avatar. And in Kali Yuga, there is going to be a Kalki avatar, which is coming to the end of Kali Yuga. It's called Kalki avatar. But there was a man in India who was very bulky and who was calling himself Kalki. And he was telling, I'm Kalki avatar. And when the press reporters in India, Aaj Tak channel and everyone, they go and ask him that, according to the Puranas or Shastras, Kalki avatar was going to come after 400,000 years, 427,000 years. How come you came now? And the person says, मुझसे ये दुनिया की जो suffering है वो मुझे देखी नहीं जाती, इसलिए I came early. He came early, and at that time, actually, this is in South India, there were about 14 different Kalki avatars present. Many different people were, I am Kalki avatar of Krishna, I am Kalki avatar of Krishna, everyone. And one TV channel, they told everyone, oh, you are Kalki avatar, would you please like to come to our studio and address our audience? Kuch katha karoge, you. And people come to TV, the gurus, some people to increase fame, some people genuinely to spread knowledge. So all of them, 40 Kalki avatars, agreed to come on that news channel. But the problem was, the news channel didn't tell that people that we have invited other Kalkis as well. So for them, they said, only you Kalki, you come, you speak, another person also. And then when they entered in the studio room, there were all 14 Kalki avatars present. And the channel, they had a live telecast and said, now all of you together find out who is the real Kalki avatar. And it was a real good show. So like that, people, come. That's why it's very important to get knowledge from the scriptures. Srila Prabhupada, actually, when someone asked, Srila Prabhupada, are you God? Srila Prabhupada said, I am servant of God. Actually, I am servant of God. No. He said, I am servant of God. Gopi, Bhatur, Padakamalayur, Das, Dasa, no Dasa. I am servant of God. So like that, the genuine guru will never claim himself to be a god. He is always presenting the god before, and then he will always remain the servant of the god. Actually, if there is a Prabhupada Leelamrita book where Prabhupada's whole biography is mentioned, starting from whole life, how he established this ISKCON and everything. And there is one chapter called A Biggest Threat Against ISKCON. Biggest threat against the Hare Krishna movement. And that chapter describes that when some of the Prabhupada disciples, new American people, they say, Prabhupada, we see you as a god. We think you are God because you are doing so many things all around the world. And Prabhupada said, this is the biggest threat towards ISKCON because I am a devotee of the Lord, I am not Lord. Once someone asked reporter, Srila Prabhupada, that if the whole world becomes Krishna consciousness, whole world becomes devotees, will you, because he is a leader of Hare Krishna movement, and he was the one, who was spreading all around the world. So he said, if the whole world becomes the Hare Krishna devotees, will you be the Prime Minister of that whole world or President of the whole world? Srila Prabhupada said, no. Prime Minister or President will be someone else, but I will be his Guru. I will be his spiritual master and guiding him how to progress in Bhakti. Bhakti में आगे कैसे बढ़ने का वो मैं उसको सिखाऊंगा. And he, as a president, he will tell all his population in general. Very clear what his position is, what his duty is, what is the purpose of his life. Very clear. So this is how we find out, genuine guru and the cheater's guru. There are a lot of other cheater gurus we can, talk some other time. Some people start their own dharma, forgetting about the scriptures. जो धर्म तो साक्षात भगवत प्रणीता, जो भगवान ने दिया है rules and regulations, they are the basis of any religion. But someone will start their own, do this, do that, nonsense, no problem. I don't know if you are aware, there is one, should I say, there is one particular religion in India where people find ecstatic bliss. It's called free sex religion. There are thousands and thousands and millions of people go there. You can have sex with anyone, you can enjoy with anyone, boys, girls, male, female, everyone goes together and enjoys. And this is, they're experiencing spiritual bliss. And that guru died of AIDS disease because of. So things like that go on. We have to be, once we have the knowledge, we can understand all these things. Clarity comes in this in our mind. Okay, so far I will stop for a few seconds. Any question? 1, 2. Yes? No? Oh yes, Fatima Mataji. Sorry.
In the beginning, when we were reading those some text on the screen, it said it was from Srimad Bhagavatam 4.2.35. So I'm just trying to understand the structure of this class. So in what were we trying to read? Was it part of Bhagavad Gita or was it Bhagavad?
That was part of Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita was spoken only 45 minutes to 1 hour in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So there was a war happening and all the soldiers were ready to fight. So not enough time. But Srimad Bhagavatam explains all the things what we discuss now in detail. What happened before the war, what happened after the war, what was the purpose of this instruction and everything. So every time when we read and discuss Bhagavad Gita, there are a lot of things that is being referenced as Bhagavatam. Because this is mentioned in here, that's why. So here if you see, instruction is happening clearly. Krishna says to Arjuna, you fight. But what is the relationship between Krishna and Arjuna, how Krishna was the chariot driver, that all comes in Bhagavatam.
So where can I find that reference? Where can I, because it was on the screen, where can I read that?
I can give you reference. Then I will share with you. Yes. But this is called primary study. When the child starts with primary school, when he passes that out, then he goes to higher. What is it called in Australia? Higher secondary, whatever it is. So when he passes through that, then in the same way, Bhagavad Gita is our primary studies. Once we understand that, then we are, the whole group, we will all continue progressing towards the higher secondary.
Pre-kinder, going to kinder.
So we will slowly go there. Someone else? Robin, yes.
Yeah, I think I had a similar question, like Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, similar names. So is it like a subset of this one or different completely?
Completely different. But Bhagavatam is a complete. It's all these books, the top shelf. 18 books. Mataji already ordered, yeah, and Shiva Prabhu also is getting. So some of them are already extra subjects. They are trying to speed up their education. So some of them already ordered and getting soon. So it's Bhagavad Gita says what to do. The clear instructions: do this, do this, do this. Srimad Bhagavatam describes the glories of Krishna, his activities, his pastimes, his exchanges with his devotees, how he deals with that very clearly. With Arjuna, what happened after the war, because this is before the war, before even the war started. But after the war finished, what happened? How did devotees live that exemplary life? That is all mentioned. And reading that, purifies our heart, and we learn from the devotees. For example, Pandavas, Yudhishthira. So after the war finished, they were ruling the whole world basically. Yudhishthira and the Pandavas, they were ruling the whole world. But when Krishna departed from this world, when the time came, they immediately left all the kingdom and they took the spirituality. Everything is mentioned very, very deep. Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj pastimes, Krishna's Vrindavan pastimes, gopis leaving him, Krishna going to Dwarka, so many things. But we will slowly, when the time comes, they will come. Otherwise, Krishang and Shriyang will start studying trigonometry, they will be confused. So we have to be ready for them before we enter into that. Okay? Alright, so we'll complete 28, 29, 30. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what need is there for? It's okay, don't worry. I will do it. If you have book, you can. It's not working. All created beings are unmanifest in their beginning, manifest in their interim state, and unmanifest again when annihilated. So what is the need what need is there for lamentation? So Krishna is telling Arjuna, if you think that body is made up of chemicals, the chemicals existed before, whatever sulfur, whatever it is, the chemicals made with bond, that existed before. It is now in the form of a body, but once they are killed again, it will be manifesting in different. For example, this mic stand is soon to be delivered, but the metal existed before. Before it was a mic stand, the metal existed in a different form, maybe under the earth in a metal. Now it's in a mic. It came into a manifest stage, and now it's going soon to be unmanifest. The metal will exist. Maybe it goes to the scrap metal place, and it goes to recycled into a car part or something, But the metal will still exist. So Krishna says, if you think that this is a body, it will unmanifest in the beginning, manifest in the interim state, and by the mercy of Puja Matadi, it becomes unmanifest again, the mic stand, like that. So very simple. The 29 is, you can read 29, a very nice verse. Some look on the soul as amazing. Some look the soul as amazing. Some describe him as amazing. Some hear of him as amazing, while others, even after hearing about him, cannot understand him at all. Ashcharya, it's a very nice, we can't show in the screen, but the Sanskrit verse, it's called the amazing verse of Bhagavad Gita. You can read when you go home. Verse number 29, 2.29. It's called amazing verse of Bhagavad Gita. And why it is amazing? Because the same soul which is giving the energy and power to the big elephants, one tiny spark, the spiritual soul giving the energy to a big elephant or a whale or giraffe, the same tiny soul is giving energy to mosquitoes, ants, even the tiny insects as well. And it's so amazing that same soul in 1 inch of a space, in the form of bacteria or viruses, there are thousands, millions or billions, they can come in terms of bacteria or viruses, but that's the same soul. So that's how it says, it's a so amazing soul. And to hear about the soul is also amazing. When we come and discuss about the soul, it's just an amazing experience to hear about the soul. The people who come to hear about the soul is amazing. The place where the information of soul is being discussed is amazing. Everything related to the soul is amazing. Offered bhoga, which is prasadam, which is nourishing the soul, that is also amazing. Everything about the soul is amazing. That's why it's the amazing verse. We learn from our gurus like Prabhupada. They are amazing. The devotee association, that is amazing. Everything related to the soul, it's amazing. And if we find someone in our friends group or someone who is interested to come for Bhagavad Gita program and interested in soul, we think, oh, that person is amazing, he wants to come. And if someone doesn't want to come, we also find it interesting. As some Krishna Prabhu, Shiva Prabhu said, when something is very clear and other person can't understand, we find it amazing how this person can't understand what is very simple. And some people, come and sleep in this program. That is also amazing. And we hear, we are not this body, we are the soul. If you hear Prabhupada lectures in YouTube, if you type Srila Prabhupada lectures, the beginning, first time someone comes, a junkie or a hippie sitting here, and he says, you are not this body, you are the soul. And that person comes to the temple, he is giving a class in the temple, you are not this body, you are the soul. That person sits in the temple Bhagavatam class, we are not this body, we are the soul. And person takes the initiation, Vriksha Sama, that person is having a shikha, dhoti. In the class also, we are not this body, we are the soul. And that person becomes a sannyas candidate, we are not this body, you are the soul. And when that person speaks on the Bhagavatam class, and he speaks the same thing, you are not this body, you are the soul. It's for everyone, even though after repeating hundreds of times, we find it so amazing, because the concept of soul is such a beautiful, and that's what it comes from this particular 2.29 of the amazing verse of Bhagavad Gita. Once Srila Prabhupada, a reporter asked Srila Prabhupada that so many gurus come to America and they give lot of different magic tricks. They show producing ashes from the hand. Some gurus make lot of different magic. And Srila Prabhupada, he asked, can you show some magic? You are a guru from India. Can you show some magic? And Srila Prabhupada said, when I came from India here, I was in a Bowery, New York, very, how to describe, very bad place where all the junkies, druggists, they're lying on the street. In Melbourne City, Friday night, you can see. That's still better. But Bowery area in New York, people are all taking drugs on the road, and there are hundreds and thousands of them, yelling. They haven't taken bath for 3 months, eating all the raw meat and all the bad foods, taking drugs, smoking, LSD, and all those things were going on the roads. And Srila Prabhupada just started chanting Hare Krishna mantra, just started chanting. People slowly, out of that full drunk, they slowly opened their eyes. They started coming, sitting near to them in the park. They started chanting, and slowly they started coming to the Bhagavad Gita course, and they became devotees. And what ISKCON is now, the Hare Krishna movement, we know. The temple presidents are those people who were like that. So they are completely transformed. So Srila Prabhupada says, I don't have any magic, but I have converted these hippies into happies. This is my magic. The hippies are converted to happies. This is what my magic is. So very different. Because before we were chatting about cheaters. And you see in India, people produce some gold from somewhere, a gold ring and gold coming out from here and there. And most of them, it's a magic tricks. And even if it's not magic tricks, someone has some yoga siddhis, producing a tiny ring of gold which is not even 2 grams. What magic is that? Srila Prabhupada said, why 1 gram of ring? Why can't he make the whole world as a gold? If he is God, the God can do anything. Sarva karana karana, he is the cause of all causes. He can do whatever he wants. Why don't he, make the whole world of gold? How can he just make little gold out of somewhere? And why he produces the ashes? Why can't he give something which is higher than that? Like that. So Prabhupada was if you hear these lectures and stories about Prabhupada past time, very specific. He was smashing these fake cheaters, bogus gurus or bogus people who pose themselves as God sometimes. Prabhupada says, they are rascals, they are not God, they are dog. He reverses the words every time. Okay, last one for today, 2.30. O descendant of Bharata, he who dwells in the body can never be slain. Therefore, you need not grieve for any living being. So this 2.30 Lord concludes the information about the soul. And from next is G, we did Gita. G, identity, we did I, the dharmas. So the next section will come about his duties, which is second question of Arjun. The first question was about compassion, that they all will be killed. And second was enjoyment. How can I enjoy by killing them? Or I will have sinful reactions if I kill them. So that will come in the next section of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, any questions? Thank you. So we, basically we summarized in 2. First, how Arjuna accepted Krishna as a guru and got the right knowledge of the soul. The guru, Krishna, as soon as Krishna became a guru, he gave the science of the soul. We have to be very, very careful that we don't get diverted to false, bogus gurus, bogus sampradayas. There are genuine teachers out there, but we have to be very careful. And second, that the knowledge of the soul does not call for renunciation, it calls for action. Very important, that one. Okay? Yes, someone raised a hand. Yes.
Soul and consciousness both are same?
Consciousness and soul are same. Consciousness is a symptom of soul. For example, I know you will be confused. For example, that's why I had an example ready. For example, heat and light are the symptoms of fire. When you see there is a heat and the light, that means the fire exists. The fire can't exist without heat and light. In the same way, when there is a thinking, feeling or desiring, they are the symptom of consciousness, and the consciousness there, that means there is a soul. As soon as the person is not conscious, that means he is a dead person. That means the soul has gone out of the body. So consciousness is the symptom of the soul. Consciousness. This mic stand has no consciousness. That means it can't think, feel, or willing. Can't desire. That means it doesn't have soul in it.
First soul or first consciousness?
First fire or first heat and light together. As soon as there is a fire there, the heat and light is there. As soon as fire is not there, heat and light is not there. The existence of fire depending on the heat and light. In the same way, the soul and consciousness together. Sat Chit Ananda. Soul is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat, eternal. Chit is knowledgeable. Ananda is ever blissful. That's the consciousness. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, people. Please, easy. You always, Mother, you always ask me hard questions.
My questions are not hard for you. So, you know how the Prabhupada changed hippie to happies. Did those hippie had any credits from previous birth?
Yeah.
That they were able to take Krishna one, like people in India, they can't take it easily,
Correct,
but those
correct,
hippies
yeah.
could take it. So did they have that power?
Srila Prabhupada said, someone asked this, Srila Prabhupada, when Prabhupada said that you have Sikruti, the bank balance example, and he said, Prabhupada, that means we would have done something in our previous life and we had Sikruti, and that's why we became devotee. And Prabhupada said, I created your Sikruti. You were all zero. I created your Sikruti. By my association, by my blessings, created Sikruti. Actually, very important announcement. Next week, Friday, there is no class. We are shifting it on Thursday because two really, really pure souls, advanced brahmacharis from Mumbai, Radha Gopinath Prabhu and Damodar Prabhu, they are coming in our Duncan McKinnon Reserve. And we have been arranging a big program. So Thursday, 6:45 p.m. it will be started. And they are both are going to speak about this importance of chanting, sadhana, and it's on Thursday evening. So Friday there is no program here, and after that 3 Fridays, Jamit Prabhu is going to US, so there is no program here 3 Fridays. So we are working out where can we do program for 3 Fridays. I don't know what his plan is, but my plan is to just come and speak wherever, under the tree, someone's house. But someone, if someone wants to host a program to your house, it's a good opportunity, because he's, you can see they are going to US because Hetal Mataji is getting a award in a high performance in her job. She's getting an award and they are being flown to US. So imagine having 2 kids doing the program like this, full-time job, chanting, doing all the services in the temple, and still getting the award from the job. So imagine, it's possible to progress in spiritual life. It's possible, just needs guidance from the devotees. Mataji is struggling with the kids, or you can ask Hetal Mataji, Hemangini Thakuri Mataji, how do you do it? And with the guidance, same like what Vibhuti Mataji's question is, what good credits the junkies or hippies had, by the association of devotees, by the mercy of devotees, they get the Sukruti and they excel in their bhakti. In the same way, next Thursday is a big opportunity for us to come and hear from these poor souls, and we can get a big jump in our bhakti. We can associate from like Hetal Mataji and get guidance from it, and that gives us the big jump in our path of spirituality and bhakti. It will give us, by the guidance, association of bhakti, by the blessings of pure devotees, our flight will take off fast. It already has taken off. It will just go faster. Yes. Anyone else? Question? No? The last story before.
It's a continuation.
Oh, continuation.
Of
Okay.
that question. So say for example, like Prabhupada said, I created you and you didn't have any credits before. So was it just Prabhupada who created, or is it the...
For those people, Prabhupada created, because that. But for us, of course, definitely we have a huge amount of Sikruti. You just imagine, out of Oakleigh South, what could be the population of Oakleigh South? 50,000, 10,000? Okay, how many of people in Oakleigh South can come and hear Bhagavad Gita? I was coming from Albert Park. I started my car, very honestly. I was driving all the way to here. It takes me 30 minutes. I was thinking, I am going here for discussing Bhagavad Gita. Hundreds of cars going here. I said, people are running here and there, people are going. How many of them? are actually going for knowledge of Bhagavad Gita or going to temple or going and everyone is looking for happiness. But how many of them actually getting happiness out of this? All of us here, Friday night we had an opportunity to go to city. Friday night, enjoy friends house party, do whatever we want. But imagine how much sukruti we had that we are getting the taste for it, and that's why we are coming it. We had a tremendous sukruti we already have in our bank balance, and that's why we are able to sit here, we are able to understand, we are able to chant, coming in the association of devotees. We already have that, but our responsibility is to not to step there. We have to take it further. Use our investment wisely and take it our whatever we have very wisely.
I'll ask one question. Today being Buddha Jayanti, and there is in scriptures or in I'm not sure where it comes from, Buddha is considered the incarnation, one of the incarnations of Lord Vishnu.
Yeah.
How does that relate with what ISKCON thinks of this Buddha and this incarnation?
Yeah,
and
Buddha is a
knowledge
bona
and
fide.
all that. So
Yeah, Buddha is a bona fide, and it's mentioned in Bhagavatam as well.
Yeah.
When before even Buddha appeared, it was mentioned what place Buddha will come, what day he will come, what was his name, what will be his mother's name, what kind of knowledge Buddha will propagate, why it will be propagated, what is the reason for that kind of philosophy. Everything is nicely mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. It was a very specific purpose for Buddha to appear, because he propagated very specific philosophy which is very different from our Vedic philosophy. But at that time it was need for that. At that time the people, lot of animal killing sacrifices were going on at that time, and it had to be stopped. For example, I gave the example of Krishna and Shriyang. If we want to bring Krishna and Shriyang from grade 1 to grade 3, we have to bring them to grade 2. We can't just jump them, otherwise it will be hard for them. In the same way, to stop people killing animal sacrifices, Buddha appeared to elevate them for one step higher. After that, another step higher. Shankaracharya came another step higher. Madhvacharya another step. One by one. And then when Krishna comes, this is the most confidential knowledge. It says in Bhagavad Gita. This is the topmost. After that, there is nothing more to be known. So very specific philosophy, but it was propagated for a specific purpose, to bring the people one step higher towards the spirituality. He's a very bona fide. His photo and description is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. Yes.
Exact meaning of Sukriti,
Sukriti means pious credits. Then, for example, if our neighbor has planted a flower in the front yard, and when Jimit Prabhu is just walking and he plucks that flower without the knowledge of the neighbor, he doesn't know anything, but it's in the nature stream outside. So he picks the flower and puts in front of Krishna here. That means that neighbor will get some credits, Sukruti, pious benefit, because the plant he planted and the flower out of that plant was offered to Krishna. So he gets some pious credit. Like that. Some unknown reason, sometimes it's Gyat Sukruti and Agyat Sukruti. Agyat Sukruti means unknowingly someone has done something good. I was coming here and I was entering in a different lane. So I was getting late today. So I was trying to change the lane, but the person next to me slowed down the car, took it back and gave me the way. Normally people will honk and just speed away. So that person gave me the way so that I don't become late. That person will get Sukruti. Not that I did any good, but that person will get a Gyat Sukruti because he didn't know. Sometimes it's a Gyat Sukruti. Like people, devotees here, they go and help serving, they chant, everything gives it Sukruti also. So that's how the pious credit, Bhakti credit will go increasing, and that's how the person will also develop taste in Bhakti, depending on how much he has advanced.
So it's like good karma.
Good karma will give good kind of that. Yeah, good karma will give good reactions, but Bhakti Sukruti will give progress in Bhakti. Yeah. Good karma will give lottery lag gaya, big house, big car, good health. They have got good karma. Will give you good returns. But Bhakti is beyond that. It's above that. Okay, we can take question answer in Prasadam time. Unless anyone. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hare Krishna. So one important, next week, the Friday, there is no program. And Thursday, there is a program. And after that, we'll sort out the location and we'll send in the group. Please come, because wherever we do, it will be a nice opportunity for somewhere else to have the program. Okay? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Once I had a note here. Once a yogi he was meditating, and he told Prabhupada that when I meditate, I can lift higher and I feel that I am flying. And he said, I have seen some yogis, when they chant, and they go higher in the start and they start flying. And Prabhupada said, what's the big deal? Even cockroaches can fly all around. What's the deal of that kind of meditation when you fly? Someone said, Prabhupada, I know someone who is vegetarian. Prabhupada said, what's the big deal? Your monkeys are vegetarian. So that's why we have Krishna Day and we have Prasadam. Very, very, very clear, Prabhupada. We had so many Prabhupada pastimes. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna.